It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Grizzlies out in Memphis. Well, for the Grizzlies, they've stumbled out of the gate as their season has begun in less than perfect fashion, let's say. The good news is that it's still early and they have time to turn it around. But if the losses continue to mount, that'll get more and more difficult. That's what makes this such an important game for them. Kenny, I'll tell you what.
What?
We've already seen some big matchups to start this season. It's very early.
Yes.
But in the real world, how soon do you start thinking about playoff ramifications?
Oh, you start thinking about playoffs from day one.
Oh,
the end
come
goal
on.
is always some.
But you're not thinking about
it's
where you
always
are. Hey,
somewhere in
right
your
now
mind.
we'd play these guys.
Yes,
you know.
always. And I look at them in 5-game blocks. I would be like, hey, man, in these 5 games, we need to be here for the playoffs. After these 5, we need to be here. Because that's, if you don't, it could get out of control and out of your control.
I can tell just from his reaction of shaking his head that he's not buying what you're selling.
Don't listen to that jibber-jabber, Ernie. You focus on one game at a time. The rest will just take care of itself.
One game
So
at
you
a
go
time.
less than I do.
One game at a time,
I went
take care of
5-game
itself.
blocks. You went
and then if you
one
need
game
to
at a
make an
time.
adjustment, you don't wait. You just
When
make
did you
the
think about
adjustments.
playoffs, though?
When playoff time came around.
So not like early on in the season you weren't thinking playoffs
man.
like Kenny was.
Can't control the future. Only I can.
It didn't work that time. Nothing showed up in your hand.
Nothing.
It doesn't always work that way. What do you think this is, some video game? Kevin Harlan, take it away.
On the road looking for a win against a Western Conference rival. The Houston Rockets are getting ready for this thing to get started. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. And the Grizzlies on friendly ground as they continue this homestand. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with the win tonight, certainly.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
You know, that's what makes these games great. I mean, no love lost between these two squads. It's great competition with a little animus sprinkled in there.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Memphis head coach David Fizdale spent a long time as an assistant in Miami. He coached the big three of LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. He said they were incredible leaders and basketball geniuses, so I was very lucky to be a part of that. A lot of my success I owe to that team we had in Miami. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Coach Fizz is certainly an exciting young coach on the rise. Well-seasoned teams coming into this one tonight, Clark. A lot of veterans on both sides. I know you think that's important for both teams.
You know, experience, Kevin, is invaluable, and you only get that from going through the wars time and time again. So veteran players are able to bring that on a night-to-night basis, and they understand the nuances and what it takes to prepare to be ready to play. And so the little things become the big things, and veterans understand that.
So the Rockets win the tip. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Rockets, Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. And it's Capella in at the center. Mulligan's coming. Down low, it's tipped. And it's the Rockets on the break. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
You know, we talk about Harden's skill set, which is superb, but there's no quitting this guy. He's got a great competitive spirit. And even when you bang him and bump into him, he just muscles through that and says, play on.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
One shot.
And continuity is one thing that lends itself to winning. You see that in Memphis, that their key players in Gasol and Conley, these guys are all getting it done.
Now here's Gasol. He feeds it to Evans. Over Harden. And Evans the basket on the assist by Gasol.
And really good shot selection there. Evans looking locked in and comfortable from that range.
Lob pass to Capella. Memphis with the ball. It's a three-point game. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, and the second chance points, guys, mean a lot over the course of a game, and they just had so few opportunities, and I think that was their Achilles heel.
Yeah, I agree. Hard to win games when every offensive possession is one shot, then a jog back the other way to play defense.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Offensive rebound. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Conley kicks to Gasol and finished off by Gasol.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Paul against Conley. Again, the miss by Paul.
And, you know, where was the defense there, Kevin? I mean, even though he missed it, that was not a good effort. Pitiful.
Conley into the lane. Here's Gasol. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, and he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him, you're the best center in the game, go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
And Tyreke Evans is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I think he's going to have to be more cautious on defense. He can't afford to pick up a 3rd foul here in the first quarter.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. McLemore is checked in. Harden outside. And Gasol sends it back.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
Here's Parsons, and finished off by Parsons.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time.
Yeah, I like the variety, though. Nice to switch it up.
Now here's McLemore outside. Tries again. It's stolen by Ariza. In the corner, Harden. Here's Capella, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Man, it's nice to see Capella get that deep position inside, and then he's able to draw the foul as he forces the defense to whack him.
Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
That's good from Capella.
Well, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
He's perfect from the line this time. Clark, how long into a season do you wait until win-loss counts really start to matter?
I don't know if you can put a specific timeline on it, Kevin, but I think you kind of look at the season in maybe 10-day windows or 5-game windows, maybe a month window. It varies from coach to coach. For me personally, I would try to look at things in 10-day to 2-week windows and then evaluate from that standpoint. Well, you know, last season, one of the surprise teams was the Houston Rockets. Ended up 3rd in the West and one of the best records in the NBA. And, you know, most thought they would have a down year after Dwight Howard walked.
And the Rockets, one of the big surprises in the NBA. But the players believe that they were one of the best teams heading into last season. They eventually won 55 games, which was much better than the 41 wins the season before.
Well, you know, Kevin, this organization has been putting out solid teams for the past decade, really. I mean, Mike D'Antoni deserves a lot of credit for their play last season because they were focused and were always hard to match up with.
That free throw good for McLemore. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And McLemore drops them both.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the 2 bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
Here's Conley. The Rockets making the shot. McLemore with the ball. Out to Conley. Shot clock at 6. It's rebounded by Paul. And Greg, you look at the changes for the Grizzlies, looking for versatility and adaptability in their play.
Yeah, grit and grind, still the identity, but you got to be able to space the floor and cover pick and rolls. The era of a post-up-centric basketball team doesn't seem to be in the future.
Here's Gasol, and Gasol with the dunk.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much elevation for Gasol to throw one down, of course, unless somebody's standing right in his way. That dunk is going to be easy money for him.
Now here's Paul. Last time out he had 13 points. And here's Harden for 3. Green with the rebound. Green's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Parsons, right side. 3-pointer. Rockets with the rebound. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Well, I think the key was the determination and grit and toughness they played with. You've got to be focused to do that, and they were.
Here's Paul. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
You know, one of the things that you notice about Chris Paul, Kevin, is that he uses screens exceedingly well.
There's a screen. Conley dishes to McLemore. Fires from deep. But they'll get another chance. Second shot opportunity. And Green with the lay-in. Green's got his first points of the night.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Here's Harden. No good off the back of the rim.
Boy, he's holding his team back. Really a hindrance. Can't make a thing. He's way off today.
And it's Conley penetrating. Some solid defense there by Nene. Rockets trail by 3. Over Conley, and it's Paul missing. Memphis has gone 0-3 from 3-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And Conley gets it to go. The assist from McLemore.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Parsons against Ariza. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Memphis.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Harden. Again, the miss by Harden.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
Up and in from the low block. Harden's got 5.
Boy, that was a masterful read from the talented Harden. I mean, he's at his best when he's attacking in the open court. Nobody better.
Now here's Conley. 23 points for him the last game against Dallas.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. His assist numbers were tremendous.
Al Paul. After the missed 3 from Marc Gasol. Anderson the screen. Ariza kicks to Paul. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Conley against Paul, and stolen by Ariza. In the corner, Harden. Here's the 3, and the 3 ball is good. Harden's got it all tied up now for Houston.
And Harden takes a lot of pride in being a hard matchup, a tough cover. I mean, he takes no time in shooting once he gets the pumpkin.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Yeah, you chronicle the career of Trevor Ariza. You know, he came into the league primarily as a slasher and transition scorer and a good defender. He's done a nice job reinventing his game as he's gotten older. And now he's much more of a 3-and-D type player, impacting both ends of the floor.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Davis is checked in for Gasol. Wright comes in for Green. James Ennis, he'll check in for Parsons. And Fresh subbed in for Mike Conley. Houston with a big group substitution here. Black's checked in for Nene. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. And Ariza is certainly Clark of the 3-and-D mold as a veteran. That is often what players on the perimeter need to do as their athleticism starts to decline.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ariza can still run the floor and occasionally punch it down on you. There's no question about that. You know, it's just now the bulk of his contributions come off knocking down threes. He's had a very long and productive career and has really done a nice job of adapting to whatever his team needs from him.
For Memphis, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. And here's Chalmers from the arc. Buries it from 3-point range. Chalmers has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. To the wing on the left. Here is Bahamute, and the dunk by Bahamute.
Boy, the floor awareness of Chris Paul. Gotta respect that. I mean, whenever one of his guys is open, he's getting the ball to him quickly and on time.
Now, here's Chalmers. Dishes it to McLemore to the left wing. Ennis passes to Davis. Rockets with the rebound. Last time they met in Houston.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. What's up?
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Oh, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
Okay. Now, Tucker. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. It's stolen by Ennis. Jumps up, and Ennis slams it in.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
That one goes. Count it.
Nice to see Gordon use his touch down low. I mean, not the biggest guy, but still skilled at scoring close to the bucket.
Paul against Chalmers. Out left to the wing. Here's McLemore. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far. Boy, he hit his teammate in the perfect spot. Led him easily to the bucket. That's what you call a room service assist.
Davis sets a screen. McLemore with the ball. He's against Gordon. 5 to shoot. Lets it go. Ennis misses. Rockets trail. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Tucker. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Here's Chalmers. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And looking now at some numbers for Eric Gordon. Some last season stats for him. He was around 16 points per last year. 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, Sid, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
The free throw drops for Chalmers. And you ask any Houston fan who the greatest player in the history of their franchise is, and they all say Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark, you played against Olajuwon. Just how great a player was he, and what does he mean to this Rockets franchise today?
Boy, he was special. A first ballot Hall of Famer, brought the only titles in franchise history to the Rockets, and could do everything you want from a big guy. Graceful, strong, a presence defensively and on the glass, unselfish. They called him Hakeem the Dream for good reason. That dude was a dream to play with and a nightmare for opponents.
Hall. Here's Black, and Davis sends it back. Gordon against Chalmers. Pass to Wright. He kicks to Davis. Black grabs the board. Black's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist from Tucker. And it's 6 points for Eric Gordon.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Davis with a screen on Paul. Now here's McLemore outside. And Mbamute pulls it in. And it's Gordon with the finish.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action after this word. And certainly an intriguing matchup tonight. Let's hear from Trevor Ariza on his team's mentality coming in.
You're playing against a team that's very scrappy. You know, they want to win as well. You got to come ready to play. You got to be ready for everything, and you got to be ready to claw to get this win tonight.
Ariza might as well be describing his own game. Scrappy, ready to play, ready for anything, ready to claw to get that win.
Yeah, and he's been that kind of all-out guy going all the way back to his days at UCLA. When you combine that with his talent, he's a guy who, no matter where he's been, his teammates rave about him.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnovers.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
We've got Ennis. Evans out there with Fresh. Then it's Brandon Wright. And it's Davis in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently.
Gordon a screen. Paul kicks to Capella. It's stolen by Davis. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, David Fizdale was one of the most respected assistant coaches in the league before he took over in Memphis last season. He spent 8 seasons in Miami, where LeBron James played for him. And LeBron said he has every quality that would fit a head coach. He's confident in his ability, a great learner, a great communicator. So it was great to see him get the nod, and he's proven so far why he's capable of the job. Kevin?
And an endorsement from LeBron is never a bad thing, D.A. Thanks so much.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Tyreek Evans, the 4th pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
That free throw, no good. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg, 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. And a lot to be said for that consistency. But, of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender.
Back to Chalmers. Over Paul. And it comes off the front of the rim.
That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
And Tucker has it in the corner. And the 3 off target.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Evans dishes to Davis. Over Nene. And again, Memphis no good.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
The Grizzlies trail by 4. Evans kicks to Davis. Stolen by Nene. Oh, here we go with Gordon.
Gordon with surgeon-like precision scoring the ball. Man, I love watching this guy work.
Kicks it to Ennis. Here's the dish to Wright. Pass to Evans. Some solid defense there by Nene. Gordon goes in. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Tucker. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Grizzlies have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. It's good.
Boy, good job firing the pass inside there. I mean, all his teammate had to do was catch and finish.
Houston leading by 6. Now here's Gordon. He's coming off a 13-point game against Charlotte. They get it back, and Bahamute, the pass to Nene, off with the layup.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Chalmers. It's rebounded by Paul. The Rockets have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Left side, Gordon. Here is Mbamute, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Mbamute has got the lead up to 8 now for the Rockets. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Ennis with the ball. He's against Gordon.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Yep, that one goes in there. And it's 7 points for Chris Paul.
That is the quick decision-making of Chris Paul. Doesn't take a single dribble, just sees it and hits it.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. Clark, most great defenders are at the forward positions in the league right now.
Yeah, they are, and I tell you what, boy, you talk about Klay Thompson shooting, but defensively, he is actually, he's an instructional video, what he does defensively. He's strong, he's smart, he's disciplined, and he has tremendous lateral quickness. I don't know if there's a better defender at the wing position than Klay Thompson. I know Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is in the conversation, Tony Allen, but Klay Thompson gets my #1 vote.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
Here's Harden. Here's Anderson, rejected by Gasol. They retain possession. Nene, the screen. Gordon dishes to Anderson. Houston moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Nene with the screen on Parsons. Here's Ariza. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. Here's Evans. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You got to appreciate the skill set of Evans. I mean, Tyreke Evans can play a few different spots for you, and he's got nice handles for a guy his size.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Rockets.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
And that one falls for Evans. And Clark, this Houston team is so good at moving the ball around, top 3 in assists last season, and they know how to get a good shot. There's no doubt about that. Just keeping the defense following the ball, moving them side to side, keeping them on the move. How does that affect team chemistry?
I think it does wonders for team chemistry, Kevin, because everybody's happy. They're enjoying touching the ball, getting shots, playing at a fast pace. It's certainly fun for us to watch and for the fans to watch, and I think it helps to recruit other good players who enjoy watching that style and wanting to be part of it.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Passes it to Conley. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on James Harden.
And Mike Conley Jr., you know, you talk about being bred for success. Remember, his dad was a gold medalist in the triple jump. And you can just see that athleticism in his game. Super quick and elusive out on the floor.
And that one falls for Mike Conley. And with Conley's athleticism and his handle, tough to keep him out of the lane.
And if you go under on that pick, he can hurt you from deep. This guy really the complete package, arguably the most underrated point guard in our league.
And so Mike Conley nails both of them.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Harden sets the pick for Gordon. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Gordon's got 11 points in the quarter.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Conley kicks to Gasol. Evans outside. Gasol against Nene. And finished off by Gasol.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it.
That might indeed ignite a spark in this team.
Harden outside from past the arc, and he's good on the three ball. Harden's got 11 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity. So it'll be Marc Gasol shooting. It's on Nene. Clark, you know we like to reach out to the fans and have them send in questions, so I've got one right now. Here's Alex in Ohio, of all places. He asks, what sport other than basketball are you best at?
I specialized early, Alex. I was a decent athlete, had good hands, could catch and throw a football pretty well, but didn't like the contact there. Right now, I'm actually just a good workout guy, and I'm trying to become a better than average golfer. Man, you like the intelligence he plays with. You got to respect that. Gets to his spots and scores efficiently.
Conley, the pass to Evans. Conley against Harden. Conley dishes to Gasol. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 3 assists tonight.
Boy, the confidence of Gasol on the block is really impressive to see. I mean, once he gets good positioning, he goes right to work.
They set the screen. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 13 points now in the quarter.
You know, this quarter has been all him, all about him. They're getting it to him in his spots, and he's taking over.
Conley against Harden. Parsons, right side. That one doesn't go. And it's Houston the other way. And Harden wide open. He shoots. They get it again. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for the Rockets.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it. And it's been a complete success thus far.
He's off on the first. And Clark, the topic of the need for league parity is something that's come up the last few years. Is that necessary for a healthy NBA?
I don't think so, Kevin. I mean, you can have it both ways. You can have tremendous popularity and success when you have a dominant team or 2 or 3. And you can also have it when there's great competitive balance. Currently, we have a circumstance and situation where the league is top-heavy in terms of championship contenders. But that won't last forever. And there will be a graduating back to a more competitive balance in time. So I think you enjoy the ride for what it is in the season and seasons that you have, whichever side of that coin you have.
Here's Ariza. Goes back up. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Houston shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Timeout called, the Grizzlies. And we all know that Mike D'Antoni is one of the most respected offensive minds in basketball. You look at his coaching tree, and there are branches all over the NBA. He has a lot of respect from his peers.
I mean, when you have sustained success like D'Antoni has had, the respect comes with that track record of success. D'Antoni has a great working relationship with a lot of other coaches as well.
To the middle, deflects the pass, and it's Houston on the break. Harden's got the ball. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Really good to see Harden get nasty on defense. He's got quick instincts and quick hands, and I like how he pilfers it on occasion. Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. He doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature, last season he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." That's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
He hits both from the strike.
And there aren't too many big men more dependable than Gasol. He's a skilled passer who can operate out of that high post, but also give you a little rim protection if you need it.
Black kicks to Harden. And that one is off. Some solid defense from Gasol.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Green passes to Conley. It's good. Conley's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. I mean, and I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Gordon kicks to Harden. In the corner, it's Gordon. Nene setting the pick for Gordon. Over Green. Hits the target from 18 feet. 23 points for Eric Gordon.
Hey, you can't substitute the importance of focus. I mean, Gordon does such a great job concentrating on the basket. That's what all good scorers do.
And it's Conley penetrating. In the corner, it's McLemore. And a miss there on the triple. Rockets leading by 11. On the wing, Eric Gordon, guarded by McLemore.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor, and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
And, you know, when Gordon is healthy, he's extremely effective. I mean, he's a high-motor player who strokes it well from deep, actually strokes it well from everywhere.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Nene. Conley kicks to Green. Here's McLemore. From 13, Parsons' shot is off. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Deontay Davis is checked in for Green. Ennis comes in for Parsons. And Fresh subbed in for Mike Conley.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback.
Yeah, and if you look at it, had they been converting those second chances all along instead of waiting until now, who knows?
Here's Paul. Good on the baseline, Jay. Paul's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it.
And the pass to McLemore. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And the basket by Harden.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot, Greg. It's definitely given the defender something extra to think about.
And the shot goes in. Chalmers has got 7 points.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Here's Harden on the wing. The tray. Here's Black, and that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And so it's Houston with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, a very effective first half. What are you seeing that allows you to attack them so effectively?
Well, in one of these games, it's very up-tempo, fast-paced, and, you know, if they just run, I have fun, you know, assisting and passing them the ball, so it's a fun game for me.
The game's easy when you play downhill. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David, and we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. An outstanding first quarter for Eric Gordon. He had 25 points and 1 assist. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game, and that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. If they're serious about cutting to this deficit, it's gut check time. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Gut check time, Ernie.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back, folks. Pleased to have you with us tonight again here at the FedEx Forum in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. We're seeing a tremendous... The Grizzlies trail by 16, and on the floor for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Filling out the wings, it's Harden and Ariza. Then it's Chris Paul. Then there's Anderson, and it's Black in at the 5.
And through the years, he's become very confident in that shot. Gasol's almost better from mid-range than he is in tight. That's a great weapon for a 7-footer to have.
Goes up on the wing. Good work defensively by Conley. And for Memphis, they're shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Feeds to Gasol. They set the pick. Evans outside. Clock at 6. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Evans has got 6 points.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
Parsons against Ariza. Trying to find Harden, and he's got it now. Evans outside. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 4 assists in the game.
And, you know, Kevin, Gasol is one of the best passers in the league. I mean, in his position, there aren't many better. Excellent at scanning the floor and finding the open man.
Here's Paul. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Got to find a way to energize themselves, get going. 0 for 3. They're looking for their rhythm right now.
Conley's shot is off.
Got to give the defense credit. That was a great contest on a high percentage shot in the paint.
Ariza with it. Evans picks him up. And here's Harden for three. Grizzlies with the rebound. Gasol's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Green kicks to Evans. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. In the corner, Harden. Another miss by Harden. The Grizzlies trail by 10. Outside Conley. Gasol, a screen on Paul. Conley dishes to Gasol, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Harden kicks to Ariza. He dishes it to Paul. Harden outside. The Rockets with another miss.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half. No explanation for giving up these wide open looks. Total breakdown. Unacceptable defense.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Yeah, just hitting a reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
Brandon Wright's checked in for Marc Gasol. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Mbah-a-Moute comes in for Trevor Ariza. Grizzlies have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Conley kicks to Green. Evans outside. In the corner, Parsons with it. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Parsons got 5.
How about this run they're in the midst of, on the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead?
Has been an unreal turnaround, and I give a lot of credit to the defense right along with what they did on offense because the defense actually gave them the spark they needed.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Evans, and that one, good. He's got 10.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Houston leading by 8. Paul passes to Harden. From about 16, and the shot goes in. Harden's got 20.
Love Harden's elusiveness. This guy's so elusive, finds ways to get the room he needs to shoot from the mid-range just the way he wants to.
Wright sets a screen for Evans. Wright with a screen on Harden. Evans dishes to Wright. It's stolen by Capella. And here's Mbah-a-Moute. Anderson kicks to Mbah-a-Moute. Capella sets a screen for Harden. Shot clock at 5. Anderson wide open. They get it back. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And, you know, Capella has a big body, Kevin, and knows how to use it as he draws contact from the defense on his way up.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. The Grizzlies trail by 11. Wright with a screen on Paul. Conley kicks to Parsons. Green, the screen. They get it again. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And JaMychal Green, undrafted out of Alabama, played a few seasons in the D-League, Greg, but in his 3rd season, a full-time starter in the league with Memphis.
And the Grizzlies like his ability to space the floor from that power forward position. It shows you where the game is going. Face-up skills and mobility coveted at that 4 spot.
Conley against Paul. Conley, the pass to Evans. Over Harden. And it's Evans missing. Houston leading by 11. Mbamute with it. Now guarded by Parsons. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Green's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Conley dishes to Evans. Back to Conley. Green, the screen. And it's Conley penetrating. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Third is Chris Paul.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And Mike Conley, the fellow Buckeye, is about as reliable as it gets in running his team and doing everything you want a point guard to do. A crafty defender. He also has really elevated his game offensively.
Deontay Davis is checked in for the Grizzlies. James Ennis comes in for Chandler Parsons. The Rockets also changing it up. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Gordon subbed in for Chris Paul. Rockets leading by 9. Harden with it. He's got 22. The feed to Gordon. Nene with the screen on Evans. And it's Gordon penetrating. Evans with the steal. Fast break Memphis. Mbamute pulls it in. Mbamute has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Gordon.
And this is what happens when you are having a tremendous offensive game. They are getting great looks and knocking down shots all over the floor. I don't think we're going to see them deviate from this approach from here on out. They've got the recipe for success.
Now Evans. He's got 10. Wright sets a screen. And it's Conley penetrating. And that one drops for him. Conley's got 4 points this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Nene with it. Picked up by Davis. Here's Harden. And Davis sends it back. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Davis has got the ball. Ennis kicks to right. He feeds it to Davis. Over Nene. And Davis can't get it to go. Houston leading by 7. Wide open look. But they recover it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
For Houston, they have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far. Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Ben McLemore, he's checked in for Evans. And Fresh subbed in for Mike Conley. Here's Chalmers. 7 points in the game. Wright sets a screen. Ennis in the corner. Shoots over Tucker. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Ennis. Houston's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Harden the pass to Gordon. Screen by Mbamute. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 27 points.
Soft touch on the floater there. Gordon knows when to pull out this unblockable shot of his.
Ennis kicks to right, over to the wing. McLemore dishes to right. Yep, that one goes in there.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
Gordon, the pass to Tucker. Dishes to Harden. Amute, a screen on Chalmers. Nene. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
The 3 from Chalmers, and again it's Memphis with the 3.
Tell you what, it does not matter who's shooting. The defense has got to be better at getting a hand up on long-range shooters. You've got to challenge the shot.
Here's Harden, and they pick up 2. He's got 24.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Ennis kicks to McLemore. Pass to Davis. To the paint. Here's Ennis. That's tipped.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Gordon kicks to Harden. Stolen by Chalmers. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game. And Memphis making a change here. Gasol's checked in. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Houston.
One shot.
That free throw good for McLemore. Rockets leading by 6. Gordon kicks to Ariza. Harden outside. Nene setting the pick for Harden. There's the dish to Tucker. And it falls over the rim and in. Tucker's got 5 now.
Yeah, you know, we've seen Tucker extend his range over the years, but it's still not that extended. I mean, this in-between area is probably more his natural comfort zone. Boy, Gasol with a punishing pick that time.
Harden dishes to Gordon. Harden sets the pick for Gordon. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gordon's got 29 in the game.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggression.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Pass to Tucker. From 8. That misses off the backboard. The Grizzlies trail by 6. Now, here's Chalmers. He's got 12. Over Nene. Davis, the pass to Gasol. McLemore with the ball. He's against Gordon.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
He kicks to Harden. With the teardrop, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Marc Gasol.
And it is absolutely remarkable watching Harden draw contact. So effortless, so crafty, and so consistent in putting the defense in a bind.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here. The first one falls.
You've really got to appreciate how smart Harden is. Incredible at changing pace and gears quickly. keeps the defense very much off balance.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Houston. Tariq Black comes in for P.J. Tucker. Garden hits them both. The Grizzlies trail by 6. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Right side Gasol. Kicks to Ennis. Back to Gasol. It's stolen by Capella. And it's Houston on the break. Here's Ariza. Here's Black. You know what? They battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. And so it's Houston with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. In the post, it's Green and Gasol together. Fresh is out there with Ben McLemore, and it's Ennis in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Ariza outside. 5 on the clock. Houston needs to get a shot off. Black, no good.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Chalmers dishes to Green. Here's Chalmers. Pass to McLemore. Green, the screen. McLemore, no good. Houston leading by 6. Outside Gordon for 3. They get it back. The Grizzlies shooting well, 50% from the floor. Here's Ennis, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Capella, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. So for the Rockets, Nene comes in for Clint Capella, and it's Anderson in for Tariq Black.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Parsons checked in for Memphis. And Ennis drops them both.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Paul, no one around him. Drills the three-pointer. And the Rockets lead by 7.
CP3 showing off his supreme stroke from deep. He is a dynamic offensive player.
Gasol, a screen on Gordon. Here's Ennis. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Anderson the screen. Nene kicks to Ariza. There's the pass to Paul. Paul missing again. Here's Parsons. It's good. The assist that time for Ennis. And it's 7 points for Chandler Parsons. Rockets leading by 3. Paul kicks to Ariza. And it's Nene, top of the key. Houston moving it around. Paul can't get it to go.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Tyreek Evans is checked in for Fresh. And a change for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Nene.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one drops. He ties it up. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. To the paint. Tips it.
And Ariza does a nice job keeping his release high. Wonderful touch from the talented forward.
And here's Ennis. Gasol with it. Green passes to Ennis. Ariza with the rebound.
Kevin, I like the defense there. I mean, they didn't make that easy, and he definitely seemed intimidated by the defenders.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Conley's checked in. Paul kicks it to Tucker. A 3-ball. That's good from Ariza on the assist from Tucker. Tucker's got 4 assists now tonight.
Man, watching Ariza pull the trigger from outside, he is a skilled sniper from deep.
Here's Paul. Goes back up. It's rebounded by Memphis. Green's got 11 rebounds in the game. Gordon against Evans. Gordon kicks to Ariza. Gordon a screen. Clock at 6. Anderson with the screen for Ariza. Shoots off the screen. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Parsons. Second chance shot. Got it, and the Houston lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Green.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
Outside Gordon. Feeds it to Paul. Lets it go from deep. Nailed from three-point land. 11 points for Ariza.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
There's a good screen. Gasol a screen. Conley with the 3. Here's Green. The shot, no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. They led by as many as 18 points. And it's Memphis on the break. Parsons running. The offensive rebound. Gasol, no good. Houston leading by 6. And they're moving it up. Ariza with it. Conley picks him up. Ariza dishes to Gordon. The feed to Paul. Pass to Ariza. Anderson a screen on Conley. Shot off the screen. But they get it back.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard. Gets them another possession and allows them to run even more clock.
Paul with the 3. Conley grabs the miss.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop and you're back in rhythm. He is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
Now Evans. He dishes it to Conley. To the inside, Gasol. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. The Rockets making a switch here. Onuaku's checked in. Evans inside. Defended by Gordon. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. First free throw is good. Troy Williams checked in for Houston. And so Marc Gasol nails both of them. Rockets leading by 6. They set the pick. Williams a screen. Paul with the 3. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. And there's the foul. It goes on Ryan Anderson. That's his first foul. White, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And a change for the Rockets. Black's checked in. Now here is Conley. Wright, the pass to Gasol. He feeds it to Evans. Shot clock at 5. Baseline jumper. And that one goes long.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making the shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
James Harden, he's checked in for Gordon. Here is Harden. And he gets it to go. Harden's got 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, I like how crafty Harden is, boy. Terrific at bullying his way down deep. A dangerous, dangerous scorer in the post.
Gasol, a screen on Harden. Outside for Gasol. Memphis moving that ball around. And Parsons gets it to go.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
Anderson the screen. And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
Conley kicks to Wright. Evans outside. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Black's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Ariza kicks to Paul. Harden outside. He can't hit that time. Evans with some nice D. Wright dishes to Parsons. Outside Conley. Pass to Evans. And Wright kicks to Gasol. Back to Wright. Evans at the elbow. Good looking screen by Gasol. Stolen by Anderson. Harden against Evans. Mike Conley grabs the miss. Conley's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Wright. Poked loose. Here's Gasol. And another shot. He lays it in.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Parsons against Ariza. Back to Black. And it's Wright sending it back. And now here comes Wright leading the break.
Great look, but he couldn't finish. Everything but is how we say that. Surprising since the defense was very pedestrian.
And now the Grizzlies fast break. He lobs it up. And here's Ariza trying to get back on track. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Ariza's got 10 points now just in this quarter. Conley against Paul. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. The Rockets making a switch here. Nene's checked in. Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Eric Gordon.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Coach Fizdale was going over with his team. I told him, hey, stick with what's working. He said they're giving us all the room we need to get easy looks in the paint. Let's keep working the ball inside. Guys, back to you.
Paul outside. Anderson the screen. Nene with the screen on Parsons. Here's Harden. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Gasol. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Deontay Davis is checked in for Marc Gasol. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Green's checked in. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
You don't see him have too many of those trips to the line.
Count it, and the Houston lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from Tyreke Evans.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they've put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
And the jam by Harden.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments. Loves stepping up at crucial times.
Conley with the 3. And it's Nene with the rebound. Rockets leading by 3. In the corner, Harden. Nene kicks to Anderson. No good on the 3.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Paul against Conley. And the layup's good off the glass.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
Well, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. Got to prevent them from getting good looks this late in the ball game. You got to come up with stops.
Anderson the screen. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Paul. And that's now 33 points for James Harden.
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Evans kicks to right. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. So the first one drops, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in.
He gets them to within 1 possession, but that miss puts a lot of pressure on their defense. And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
Harden kicks to Anderson. Nene, the screen. Here's Harden on the wing. Over Parsons. They grab their own miss. Dishes to Anderson. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Tell you what, that's a clutch moment for him right there, delivering at a big time in this game.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're trailing by 5. There's 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the 4th. And now we've got the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game. Conley for three. A second chance effort. So Houston wins it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Hey, James, congrats on the win. Did it feel like the chemistry really got the ball going and got you into a rhythm?
Yeah, just stuck with it. You know, teammates kept encouraging me. I think we kept moving the ball and getting easy shots. They did a great job of looking for me.
You're an easy man to find with the beer, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.